While attending a premiere for the film Great Balls of Fire, Johnny Depp went into the theatre lobby and locked eyes with 17-year-old actress Winona Ryder. It was love at first sight. And yes, yet again, before long, the couple were engaged. In fact, around this time, not surprisingly, a bumper sticker became very popular. Honk if you've been engaged to Johnny Depp.
Coincidentally, in 1990, Tim Burton cast both Winona and Johnny in his wonderfully original and offbeat film Edward Scissorhands. Depp proved his skill in bringing Tim Burton's imagination to the screen.
Scissorhands, which is, I've been lucky in the sense that I've read things and not liked them so much and then read something and fallen in love with it, and then been lucky enough to work with those directors who I liked very much. I mean, I've worked with all these guys these are some of my favorite directors.
Feeling lucky, Johnny also felt free to reject films that did not interest him. He declined offers for action pictures like Speed and Hollywood epics like Legends of the Fall, instead choosing more personal and quirky stories like Arizona Dream and Benny and June.
Winona Ryder had been deeply touched when, shortly after they got engaged, he had a tattoo reading Winona Forever tattooed onto his arm. Well, around the time of his 30th birthday in 1993, they split up, and the tattoo was simply transformed a little. He had the last two letters, N-A, removed, so it read, Wino Forever. The new wording was quite appropriate, actually, seeing as though the actor had just bought a vintage nightclub on the Sunset Strip, which used to belong to the legendary mobster Bugsy Siegel. Johnny renamed it the Viper Room. Johnny was thrilled to have a place where his friends could come and hang out and really have fun, but times weren't always good at the Viper Room. On Halloween night 1993, tragedy struck when the talented River Phoenix reportedly snorted an exotic form of heroin in the Viper's men's room, went out onto the sidewalk and died of a cardiac arrest. The press descended, the sad story was inflamed and exaggerated, and though he had nothing to do with the incident, Johnny Depp secured his reign as Hollywood bad boy.
When you're starting out in this business and you're kind of coming up the ranks, they need to know what to call the product, and they weren't quite sure what to label me as, and they figured, oh, this is what he looks like, and this is, so this is what he's going to be. He's going to be a bad boy, or he's going to be a rebel, or all those really tricked out, used up words. So they stamped me with that label for years and years, and it doesn't make any sense to me. It never did. I never went out and cultivated any of them.
In 1993, Johnny starred in the small but heartfelt and well-received movie What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Still mourning his friend's death and struggling without his Winona by his side, Johnny found refuge in the strange but very close ensemble of the Gilbert Grape cast.
The structure of a movie shoot can provide the stability of a family, particularly if the shoot takes place in a remote location and there's a bonding that occurs between the cast and crew that can replicate the security of a family where each member can feel safe and can actually recover from certain trauma.
Altogether, it was 7 months of shooting. I mean, we really became close. I mean, everybody became really close. So, I mean, to have it actually coming out, it's weird. It almost feels too personal now for it to come out, because everybody, the crew, cast, the director, everybody lived that movie in a real deep way. 7 months in Douglas, Arizona, 3 blocks from Mexico,
In contrast to his own reality, Johnny plays the steadiest, most responsible and stable character in the film.
It's kind of a very strange family. It's just a sort of dysfunctional family on a lot of levels. I like it because there's a lot of possibilities for Gilbert when he just starts to kind of open up, kind of break open towards the end. So, I like the sort of emotionless, or unable to allow himself to feel, and then at the end they just can't hold it back, can't help it. So I like that.
True to form, Johnny's love life started to look up again. One sultry evening in 1994, he was in a crowded New York restaurant when he set eyes on the young waif-like supermodel Kate Moss. It was love at first sight. The two were mad about each other.
In 1994, Johnny was cast for a second time by Tim Burton in his new comedic and off-the-wall film, Ed Wood, a mostly factual depiction of possibly the world's worst director. Perhaps inspired by the movie's depiction of screen legend Bela Lugosi, Johnny abandoned his years of living in hotel rooms and rented houses and purchased a home in the Hollywood Hills that had belonged to the horror movie icon. 1997 brought some very grown-up roles that reveal an evolving and maturing actor. In mob thriller Donnie Brasco, Depp plays another real-life character, but this time he was playing with the big boys.
Oh, it's very intense. The idea of going to work with Al Pacino is, Jesus, it's like another dream come true. I've been very lucky.
Of course, Johnny couldn't stay serious without a break, so in 1998, director Terry Gilliam offered him a starring role in the wildly hallucinogenic role of author Hunter S. Thompson in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Johnny was grateful, clearly, for the fantastic roles he was getting, but the relentless work schedule was really wearing on his relationship with Kate. The couple had spent 4 passionate and rocky years together, but their careers and the long separations they had to endure finally took their toll and the relationship ended. At 35, Johnny had stated that he was ready to start a family, but he found himself alone again. Of course, the gorgeous actor didn't have to wait too long. It was only about a month later that he was in a Paris bar and he locked eyes with the stunningly beautiful actress and singer Vanessa Paradis. They had a lot in common apart from passion. They enjoyed the same kind of music. And then Johnny got his wish. In 1998 September, just 3 months after they'd met, Vanessa announced that she was pregnant, when on May the 27th, Lily Rose Melody Depp was born. He was overjoyed and found that fatherhood, of course, was yet another learning experience.
Being a dad came very, very naturally. I mean, becoming a parent has given me everything. It's given me strength. It's given me perspective. It's given me joy, pure joy. Yeah, it's an eye-opener.
More productive than ever, Johnny starred in 3 more movies by the year 2000. In Chocolat, he played a traveling gypsy for whom he felt a profound kinship.
Yeah, kind of the opportunity to play something that's, I guess, a consistent theme for me, sort of an outsider, but an outsider who maybe chose to be outside.
The movie was a magical romp into the psyche of desire and restraint. Johnny lives by the philosophy behind the story.
If you choose to live a closed life, then your life experiences will be pretty minimal and pretty gray and boring. If you allow new things to come in, to experience new things, then you'll be able to take something away with you. I think especially, like, here in this country, I think that America, are so closed off to new things, are so set into certain routines that it becomes dangerous, it's a very dangerous way to live, I think.
Refusing to fall into that dangerous trap, Johnny decided to move into a $2 million villa in the south of France with Vanessa and his little daughter.